Awkward Mafia.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome to another episode of Awkward Mafia Watches Lost. I'm Jesse.
I'm Kristine.
Today we are watching Season 1, Episode 21, The Greater Good.
Ooh.
So, last time, some stuff went down.
Yeah. Boone died.
Boone.
And then he became a vampire. Yeah.
Is that your headcanon?
Yes. My headcanon is that he had to die here.
Lost is a prequel to not only Modern Family,
but also Vampire
Vampire
Diaries. Same universe.
Same episode.
Same episode.
Same. It's all connected.
And then somehow he adopted a brother, Stefan. Don't worry, if you haven't seen it, it's fine. He has a brother in Vampire Diaries. It's fine.
Claire had her baby.
Yeah.
We had some nice scenes with Sawyer and Jin, which is always nice to see. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Jack feels crappy about how everything went down.
And Boone said some things about the plane and the hatch. And
yeah, he spilled some of the beans.
And he was like, John told me not to tell anyone, but he died before like he could give like the full story. And then so Jack now thinks that Locke kind of murdered Boone.
Yeah, there's another plane, a hatch, on the plane, or is it in the ground? What do you mean?
He doesn't know any of that. So he went off to find Locke.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into it. But first, you at home, remember, this is not a market substitute. Please support the official release on all the streaming platforms and DVD Blu-ray sales. Let's watch.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Okay, Sayid. 18 hours in a holding cell should be enough. Let's get to it, shall we? I'm Melissa Cole from Central Intelligence. This is Robbie Hewitt from ASIS. We're here because you're going to do us a favor.
Last week, 300 pounds of C4 explosives were stolen from an army base outside of Melbourne. The men responsible are members of a terrorist cell intent on disrupting the coalition presence in Iraq.
You're the CIA? Plant a few bucks.
Oh, we have. But you're going to get inside first.
I am Iraqi. I am not a terrorist.
We didn't snatch you up because you were a terrorist, Sayid. We snatched you up because you know one.
Issam Tazia, your roommate at Cairo University. He's a member of the cell.
And why should I care?
You'll be saving lives.
I repeat, why should I care?
Because we know where she is. Noura Bed Jassim.
Nobody calls her Noor.
You want to know where she is? Then we're going to Sydney.
So she is alive. Presumably, unless they're going through all this to tell. Actually, yeah, she died.
I wouldn't hold it past me.
Yeah. Oh. Is that Jack's bandage?
Yes.
You're walking in circles. You need to come back.
Not without Locke. Boone did not fall off any cliff. His leg was crushed. And I based my medical treatment on his lie.
Yeah.
I didn't know Boone very well. And for that, I'm sorry. On our 6th day here, a woman named Joanna died.
That's what her name is.
She drowned, and Boone was the first one into the water.
It was my fault. We found a plane in the jungle. There was lives in the canopy, so I would have gone up, but my leg was hurt, so there was a radio inside, and he thought he could. He was a hero.
Where were you?
Where the hell were you, you son of a bitch? What did you do to her? What did you do? Where were you? You just left him to die! You lied to me! Where were you?
Little, overreaction, maybe.
I mean, he lost a patient because someone lied to him. Like,
in his mind, that's what happened. Yeah. Again, I believe there's nothing he would have been able to do.
But at least he could have done something differently to make him feel better.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
He's lying.
You're suffering from fatigue.
Locke told Boone not to tell.
Not to tell about what?
Something about a hatch. Locke's hiding something.
Come on.
Allahu Akbar.
So he's like, I'll get it out of him.
Allahu Akbar.
Sayid! It is you. Assam. So you haven't forgotten me. How is Sarah? She died. Stray bomb while she was shopping for a dress. Listen, we've got a lot of catching up to do. Why didn't you come over? You love the beaches here. There is something to be said for the Australian women.
The last beach I was at was Sharm el-Sheikh. With you, Assam. Remember? Before our English exams? I hear the beaches here are very nice. Perhaps we can go.
Perhaps it's not happenstance that you and Assam met at the mosque. Perhaps it is fate.
It's okay, I can take care of Turnip Head for a while.
Turnip head?
It's just what I'm calling him. So you give him a name, because his head. It's like a turnip. Claire, no one is going to take this baby away from you. No one.
You don't know that, okay? You can't say that.
I won't let it happen.
Change your shirt.
I know, I was thinking that too. I was like, his shirt is like so bloody.
It's his blood, too. It's Boone's blood.
Must stink. Just like, at least take off your shirt. Like, there's an ocean right there.
First time he offered to hunt with me, I should have said no.
He would have gone anyway.
Yeah, I suppose he would have. I hope you can forgive me.
You asked if you could do anything for me. John Locke killed my brother. Will you do something about that? I crushed up some sleeping pills. Put them in your juice.
Why would you? You drugged me?
Yeah.
I know. Because doctors are the worst people to take care of themselves, ironically.
Because they could justify any choice they make. Say, nah, I know what I'm doing. It's just this. Or it's just that. It's fine.
I know it's bad for me. Finally.
Hey.
Walt's just like watching him clean. Hello.
Yeah, hey. Just gonna keep walking.
You and Boone were hunting.
Is that a question?
Yes.
War got scarce a couple weeks back. We weren't hunting, we were exploring. Back in Iraq, you were an interrogator.
Is that the question?
Yeah.
A long time ago I was.
Well, you haven't lost your touch.
Why would I interrogate you, John?
Maybe there's a part of you that thinks maybe there isn't a plane out here at all.
I know when I'm being lied to. There's a plane.
But that's it.
Yeah.
See? Plane.
Like I said, you haven't lost your touch.
Do you know if he's gotten hold of any yet?
Explosives? I don't know. All I know is there's going to be an operation. And there is going to be a martyr.
You.
Hada told me this morning. I don't think I can do it.
You're kidding me, right?
Listen to me. I can get the Sam to turn himself in. He wants out.
Does he know where the C4 is?
The other two are the ones you want. Sam's
Does he
confused.
know where it is?
No.
Then he's useless. The only way to find that C4 is to wait for Sam to walk out that door with a target to hit.
He's in over his head. He doesn't even know why he's doing
That's
it.
why you're going to convince him to go through with it.
No. What are you going to do? Arrest me?
No. We'll arrest her. Your girlfriend's an Iraqi living abroad with a record of insurgency. Wouldn't it be terrible if she got picked up as an enemy combatant, Sayid?
Oh, blackmail. Cool.
You're gonna go and talk your good friend Assam into blowing himself up.
Oh my god.
Who's the terrorist here?
I know.
Jesus.
This is bold television, 2004.
Actually, yeah.
Sympathetic terrorists.
Like, they're like making you sympathize with the Iraqi.
Only 3 years after 9/11.
Good, because they needed it.
Yeah.
Shit.
You weren't going to see that on Homeland.
Time to break out the big guns.
Wow, I feel good. Feel good.
Oh my god, really.
So good. So good. I got you. Bum, 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 bum.
That didn't help.
Dude, that's all I got.
That wave was well timed.
The plane was perched in the canopy.
Right up there.
Why did you lie?
I made a mistake.
I'm going to salvage what I can of the
He's
radio.
like, okay.
You feel like Locke's being more careful with what he says because he knows Sayid can tell. I mean, mistakes vague and true.
Yeah.
Why don't you trust me, Sayid?
For one thing, you've been carrying a gun you've told no one about.
Now you're armed and I'm not. Does that earn me any trust?
You gave this to me because I caught you concealing it. That earns you adaptability.
Okay, I'll tell you something you don't know.
Please do.
You, Kate, and Sawyer went out into the jungle to triangulate a signal.
Yes.
You were hit from behind, knocked unconscious. When you woke up, the transceiver, your equipment was destroyed. That was me.
Yeah.
Hey, an answer. Oh boy. Oh boy.
This is one time you better not be telling the truth.
I did what was in everyone's best interest.
You ruined my chance to find the
The
source.
source of a distress call that kept saying they're dead. It killed them all over and over.
Did you burn that off, John?
No, Sayid, I didn't.
What is the hatch?
A hatch?
You better tell me the truth.
2 hatches on a plane, Sayid. Could be forward or aft.
I believe what happened was an accident.
So that's it?
Shannon.
Just forget about it, okay?
Hey, Chucky, want to keep that kid quiet? Baby Huey's like nails on a chalkboard.
Hey, say something else.
I like that thing a lot better inside than I like it outside.
See, even the baby likes Sawyer. I'm not the only one. He's like, take the baby, Sawyer. It's funny. It likes the sound of Sawyer's voice, I guess.
Locke took the key. He's after the guns.
I haven't seen him all day. Don't know.
No? Then who was it?
It wasn't Locke.
She found the case too. She's pretty confident when she's determined. She got the key off of anyone noticing. She found where that it's hidden.
You are heroes.
We're all just exploiting this guy. Terrorists, Sayid.
I'm working with the CIA.
What?
I'm going to give you 10 minutes to get away before I call them.
You said we were going to do this together. You said you lost someone.
Her name is Nadia. They know where I can find her.
Well, Sayid, I hope she makes you whole again.
Right in front of him.
Please listen to me.
He did it. I know it.
Shannon.
Jack, you told me you were the liar. No!
Oh. Raised his head. But Jack, this is kind of your fault a little bit. He convinced Shannon.
I mean, all he said was he's a liar, and he wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
he did lie.
Yeah.
About the crash.
Yeah.
Sawyer's glassy.
The 32-valve V8 engine purrs as the transmission clicks down a gear and the vehicle unleashes all 400 horses. Keep going.
Keep reading, Sawyer.
How did Charlie convince Sawyer to do that? I mean,
it's for a baby.
Like, barking demands at him too. He's like, "Screw this! Don't tell me what to do. I'm out of here." No, he's just like, "Oh."
Well, I mean, his reading is making the baby quiet.
I know.
Which is what he wanted.
I think it's just a nice moment that Charlie's able to force Sawyer to do this
I know.
somehow. Because that's how determined he was, you know.
Plane ticket, walking around money. You're on an oceanic flight to LA. It leaves in 2 hours.
What happens to his body?
After it's released, he'll be cremated.
A Muslim man is supposed to be buried.
Yeah, well, there's no one to claim the body.
I'll claim him. Then change my flight to tomorrow. And now, you're going to take me to the hatch.
Hatch? I already showed you.
John. No more lies.
You've seen where they get you.
Like, literally almost killed. Also, you know, Master Interrogator, you can't bullshit him.
As soon as you could tell the moment John realized, oh, he's not like playing. He for real can tell if you're lying. I'm going to start getting real vague and telling technically the truth.
Yeah.
Except about the hatch.
Yeah.
That he was still like, oh, it's this. But everything else, he was kind of like, oh, it's a war.
It
like,
was an accident. It was a war.
It's a war wound, which to Locke means
it is.
It is. You know, he believes that's what it was. But yeah, that was the greater good. I'd say one of the stronger episodes this season.
Yeah. And we figured out why Sayid was he was in Sydney, going to LA. Because the flight was going to LA from Sydney, wasn't it?
No, I think it was, he was in London. I think they picked him up. Or he was coming from London to Australia.
Well, didn't that whole thing happen in Sydney because the guy?
Well, when they first grabbed him, he was at an airport. I think he was somewhere else. I think they brought him to Sydney.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like he was going to go from Sydney to LA. That's why he was on the flight.
Because that's where Nadia is. She's in Irvine.
Yeah. So now we know why he was on the plane.
Yes. Why he was going from Sydney to LA is because he was doing a mission for the CIA. And Sayid had a crazy, interesting life.
Yeah.
Before the island. He worked with the Republican Guard and the CIA, you know? But yeah, I think this is a case of, even though everything happening on the island is interesting and important for what happened last time and next time, I think this is an example of the flashback being a stronger story than the main plot. And because it is really interesting what happened there.
Yeah, his life is just interesting.
His old friend got roped up in the terrorist thing after he lost the love of his life. CIA knows that he's in this but doesn't know where the bombs are. Sayid goes in and he finds out he doesn't want to do this. And he's told,
they literally blackmail him.
You make him kill himself so we can know where the bombs are.
Make him become a terrorist.
Or make him want to kill himself because they don't want the bombs to go off.
Yeah.
But we need the bombs back. Get him to do it so you can get to the bombs.
Yeah.
And he did it. Because otherwise, not only were they going to keep Nadia's whereabouts a secret to him, they were going to punish her for what he did. He trying to do the right thing. And we also found out a little more clarity on why Sayid had such a problem against burning the bodies when they first got there. It's because in the Muslim faith, you're not supposed to burn the body, you're supposed to bury it. And he was like, well, what if there was Muslims on the plane? What if there were other people who didn't want this to happen to them? Jack's like, I don't care. This is about survival.
Yeah.
Whatever gods there might be, I'm sure they'll understand. But, and that belief, him trying to do one good thing for his friend, is why he wound up on the plane going to the island.
Yeah.
If he just went when they said, Sayid would have been fine. He would be in LA or in Irvine with the love of his life right now. Instead, he's trapped on this island and with another ethical dilemma. This new girl that he likes wants him to kill a guy who is shady. Has something to do with Boone's death. I liked the investigation he did.
Yeah.
Where he did interrogate him. He found the plane. He knows about the plane now. But now he wants to know about the hatch. Overall, real good episode.
Yeah. More character development.
Yes.
I like.
I really like Sayid because he's a very positive representation for Muslims in TV, especially around the time. But he's not like overly
like he's not a
pure.
He's not a caricature.
He's not a Mary Sue either. You know, he's flawed.
Yeah,
he's done some. He's
a real person.
He did some crappy stuff, and they're not making him a villain, and they're not making him a flawless hero. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it, you know?
Yeah, and like, especially because, this is like 3 years after 9/11. Like, if you can make the audience...
I mean, they put a Muslim on the show because of 9/11. They're like, ooh, a Muslim on the plane, that crashed plane Muslim, that's must-see TV. But the writers were smart about it. They didn't just do they didn't make him a stereotype, you know? Yeah,
and like, it also helps you think, like, just because they're on a plane and it crashes doesn't mean, like, terrorists, like... Yeah.
But
he wasn't even...
But they wanted to invoke that, you know, at the same time. With, like
they still brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a real issue, but, like, not everyone who's a Muslim is a terrorist, which is what was going on at the time.
Yeah, he's never actually been a terrorist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was never technically, like, he was never one.
No. He was a soldier.
Yeah.
And he worked for the CIA to go undercover with terrorists. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, made his friend into one.
Kill himself.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I like that little nuance that, like, the CIA was even like, he's not one yet, but terrorists are trying to, like, make him do it. But he was, like, on the fence. But, like, they literally were like, oh, you're going to make him into one so we can get what we want. And that's, like, something that's, like, ooh. Yeah. Because you know how, like, some people are like, oh, 9/11 was an inside job?
I'll just say...
just, like, teasing
Let's not get too political.
No, I know. I'm not going to do that.
But...
It's a little... I like that nuance, though.
Yes.
Because it makes you critically think about, like, especially if you had those kind of thoughts. Yeah. Like...
At this point in time... Muslims bad, CIA good.
Yeah, and it was very black and white, you know? But
and this is like, the CIA really doesn't want these terrorists to have these bombs. They're willing to let this dude die.
Yeah.
And Sayid, who's friends with this guy from before all this, is willing to take him down this road to get what he wants, to save his girl.
Yeah.
So, like, they both have, there's good intentions in there, but the terrorists, the CIA side, are all exploiting this guy. This poor guy who just needed therapy.
Oh, yeah.
And wasn't getting it. Instead of finding therapy, he found these guys. And they talked him into all this.
Yeah.
And then the CIA, it's just...
Definitely being emotionally manipulated hard.
Yes. And even him saying, like... Because he was probably suicidal. Which is why they picked him. But he was like, he's fine dying. It's just that everyone else he doesn't want to die because
he made a good
point. He's religious, and he believes that what it says, which is life is sacred.
Yeah, and even that, like, they actually brought up his religion. He was like, no, like, my religion teaches peace. Yeah, which is also something that most people don't know. Like, that their religion, like Muslim religion, isn't like they don't preach like violence, like. Yeah. All life is sacred.
That was Muhammad Ali's his whole court thing of him trying to get out of being drafted in Vietnam is based on his Muslim faith says all life is sacred. He cannot go and kill people. He cannot be involved in the killing of people at all. And the Supreme Court looked over and said, "You know what? He's right. That's what it says, and that's what he believes. So it does preach peace and that all life is sacred. So." Under this, you do not have to go to Vietnam. And like that, we forgot about that after 9/11. But politics stuff aside, on the island, we got a little fun stuff with Charlie. Charlie and the baby.
Yeah.
We got Hurley trying to help.
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
We got Michael doing a little bit of help. Michael wasn't around. I think mainly only when Walt was a baby, and then that got cut short.
Yeah.
So he only really was like, just walk around. That's we're trying. But it was Sawyer's dulcet tones. His southern charm.
I know. Apparently,
his voice.
It's so funny. I find that so funny that even the baby likes Sawyer. See, Sawyer's for all ages. Okay, not just Not just moms and me, I guess.
Also babies.
Also babies.
Add another circle of that Venn diagram.
Newborn babies.
Newborn babies. and Jack had trouble sleeping because he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Because he was so focused on what's happening right now.
Jack.
I can't take his back seat to what's happening right now. Locke's out there. All this is going on, and yeah. Nah.
I will say though, I don't think it was necessarily his fault because technically though, Jack didn't lie. Locke did lie to Jack, and it was a very important lie because it did determine. Even though we may know like his course of action medically may not have changed the outcome, but it's still like important as a doctor. Like you need to try everything you can with the knowledge you can, or with the right knowledge you can to save a life. Because they took an oath, and like if somebody lies to you and like a patient dies, and you you're gonna be stuck wondering like for the rest of your life, if I did something different, would this person have lived? And they may have, we don't know, but like
sure. But I mean, I think what it was where he went wrong was screaming at the funeral, "This is your fault, you killed him," tackling him. that might have instilled in Shannon, "Oh, I trust Jack.
Yeah.
This is Locke's fault. I don't care what new evidence you throw in my face. I already decided this based on that experience at the funeral." Oh, also, fun fact. The score for the funeral, every episode it's scored. The name of the song is Booneral.
Of course it is. Such a cheesy name. Why?
I think they bring it back too whenever there's a funeral. I think they play that song. God. And they named it Booneral. As I think an inside joke. It's on Spotify. The whole soundtrack's on Spotify. I recommend finishing the show before because some of the names are spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Such as Booneral. I think if you saw that, you could put two and two together. Oh, Boone's gonna die. But yeah, Michael Ticino, I think his name, the guy who scored all of Lost. He also scores a lot of Marvel movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Like all the Spider-Man movies he does.
Cool.
Yeah. No, he's very talented. I thought that's a funny thing for such a sad moment. He named it Booneral.
He had to put some like
levity.
Comedy.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
I think Sayid is definitely on my like top 3 characters. He's really interesting.
Whether or not he's your favorite, he is probably one of the most interesting. Locke is not my favorite, but he's probably the most interesting. And it's the same with Sayid,
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's one of their episodes. What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know, cause like the thing with me, like when I say favorite, like it's not just like I like this character. It's like their character is well written and well done too. So like even if the character's a villain, like I don't like villains necessarily, right? They're bad people, but like they're interesting people, and
you're excited when they're back. Okay, yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, like I like to know like more about them. And yeah, like Sayid is a very like nuanced, like he's a person. He's not just like a character trait.
Yes.
Yeah, like I think all of them are pretty much.
Pretty much. If they're not now, they will be given enough time on this show.
Yeah,
because Shannon is still she's not one dimensional, but she's she is what we saw her as for a long time, and now she's starting to develop more.
Yeah.
Now that she's got more room to breathe, kind of thing.
Yeah, because I like Locke still. Like I really like Locke's character. Mm-hmm. He's really interesting and like. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's like they could have made Michael a stereotype, father who's not around his son, and then we find out, no, it's not what you think. Same with Sayid, it's not what you think.
Yeah, I like how...
Hurley's not even what we think he is.
Yeah, I do like that they're not doing the stereotypical, like, traits.
Yeah,
that you think,
easy way.
Yeah, the easy way. Yeah.
They didn't take the... This show is so difficult to make. It's all... on location. It's all written like a week ahead of time. It's easy to take shortcuts and make some of these characters not as fleshed out or more stereotypical. And I applaud them for not doing that.
I mean, this is the first season, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
but,
they can keep it up.
Yeah. Usually around like the second or third season is when it starts like they start getting back to that like stereotypical like just traits.
The Flanderization. It's
yeah.
Called. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but
right.
For now, really good.
Thank you all for watching. Be sure to do the YouTube stuff.
Like and subscribe if you want to see more episodes of this. This was episode 21, so we're almost done.
Almost done.
There's what, 25 episodes?
Yes.
So we're almost done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. What? Season 1 characters only.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the character you find to be the most interesting, but is not necessarily your favorite? Basically, the character you're most like, oh, cool, they're here. What's their deal? I love what we've seen of them in the past. That kind of character. Let us know. Comments. Bye.